It's Chapter Book Sunday. Almost time for Monday, but today is Sunday, and we will be reading the third chapter of Restart. Watch to the end to hear the end of the chapter. Hey guys, I'm in my house library, and today is Chapter Book Sunday. So Restart once again, Chapter 3. Enjoy. Let's get right into it. So Chapter 3 is called Chase Ambush. So we're back to Chase Ambush, the boy who fell on his head and lost his memory. I recognize the school, not because I remember it. It's just that Mom drove me by here a few times over the last couple of weeks to make sure I was sort of familiar with the place. It's called Highways Middle School, and it turns out I'm the star of just about every team they have. Or X-Star. Until further notice, I'm on the disabled team list. I get this information from my mother on the drive to my first day of 8th grade. It's just the two of us now, since Johnny's back at college. Mom's trying to fill me in on my former life, so I won't be caught by surprise. Like when the psycho girl dumped frozen yogurt on my head. Funny, she was symptomatic when I told her about that, but she didn't seem very surprised, like we live in a town where people attack each other with desserts all the time. Oh, she replied, irony. Young girls can be oversensitive, especially with a popular athlete. She smiles at you. You don't smile back. She takes it pretty personally. But I did smile. She's the one who didn't. She went straight for the yogurt. She rolled her eyes. What do you want me to say, honey? I don't even know who this mystery yogurt bomber is. But here's the thing. I think she did know. Or at least could make a pretty good guess. Why would she hold that back? It wasn't like those first days out of the hospital when she was a stranger to me, and I must have seemed pretty unfamiliar to her. Now, as we pulled to the curb in front of the school, she's pumping me up with details like names and friends and teachers I get along with, yet I still can't shake the impression that there's something being left unsaid. But, I prompt, she redeems. But what? I put it to her. Tell me the part you're leaving out. 13 years is a long time, Chase. There's no way I can fill in all the empty space for you while you were parked at the side of the road on the first day of school. You're going to hear things about yourself, good and bad, that might surprise you. Just keep your cool, okay? Now, what's that supposed to mean? I asked. She answered. And now I know even less than before. Her face is the color of an overripe tomato. I don't push it. I'll find out soon enough. There are hundreds of kids pouring in the front entrance. Everybody seems to know everybody else. Back slams and high fives fly everywhere. Several of them fly in my direction, and I smack hands, fist bumps, and try to look like I belong, which I definitely don't. I also get some strange looks, and a few kids meet my eyes and then furtively look away. I'm guessing this has something to do with the scrape on my face and my emaciated arm and shoulder. Mom warned me that a lot of people probably heard about my accident, but nobody knows the amnesia part. I have to get ready to explain that to a lot of friends who can't figure out why I don't recognize them. The teachers and office staff had to be told, of course. It's our boy! a single blow rises above the general chatter as soon as I enter the building. I don't know the kid, but I'm willing to bet he's one of my football buddies, juggling by the side of him. From one of the hubble bubble of the foyer, guys who are almost as big are covering on me, slapping at me and calling me their boy. Guys, not the shoulder. My mind is reeling. How am I going to explain to this welcoming crowd that I haven't got the faintest idea who any of them are? I start to feel a little dizzy. Chase! 2 more football players elbow their way to my side. To my surprise, I actually recognize this part. They're the guys from the pumpkin smashing picture on my phone. Mom pointed them out in the lacrosse team photo at Aaron and Bear. Apparently, they're my best friends. Dude, good to have you back, barks Aaron, the tallest of the 2. In person, he has the closest thing to a full beard but I've ever seen on a middle schooler. We tried to buy, but your mom said you were on bed rest. Yeah, I can't believe you're here, chimes in one of the other guys. Didn't you jump off the clock tower on Village Greens? Bear whaps him hard across the face. He jumped off his roof, moron. If he jumped off the cross tower, he'd be dead by now. And he didn't jump, he fell. Who'd be stupid enough to jump off a roof? Aaron adds. This was pretty stupid too, I admit, and a little taken aback by this face smash and the fact that the kid on the receiving end didn't even seem to mind it. I can't remember what I was thinking. In fact, you guys, to be honest, the slappy cuts me off. But you're going to be healed up in time for the football season, right? You'll be ready for our first game. The doctor says no. It's my shoulder, but mostly it's the concussion. I can't risk taking a headshot so soon after the accident. A howl of present greets this announcement. But we need you. You're our leading scorer, the best player, our captain. Cut it out, you guys. Injuries are a part of the game. We all know that. To me, he adds, listen, men, we have to talk to you. He heads out the foyer in an interaction with his hallways leading off it. We have no problem navigating the defense crowd. My 2 best friends just push people out of the way. Most kids see the 3 of us and clear out on their own. They lead me to the bench along the wall. Are these seats taken? I ask a youngish boy, maybe a sixth grader. Before he can answer, Bear rumbles, they are now. The kid scrambles down the hall, propelled by the heavy shove. I sit down with my fellow pumpkin smashers. Before they can say anything, I burst out with, Aaron, Bear, the names are familiar on my tongue, like I've never spoken them before. I've got something to tell you. When I fell off the roof, I got more than a concussion and a sprained shoulder. I got amnesia too. Bear frowns. Amnesia? You mean you forget stuff? I shake my head sadly. Worse, I forgot everything. Like my whole life before I fell. I motion around us. The school, these people, all new to me. I wouldn't even know you guys except your picture on my phone. As it is, I don't remember anything about us. I know we're friends because my mother said so. But everything we did together, that's gone. I catch them eyeing each other like they don't believe me. It makes me mad until I consider how I'd react if a longtime friend told me the same thing. Here I am, the kid they've known of their whole life. I look the same, talk the same, and I'm telling them that all our history is completely wiped out. I don't blame them for thinking I'm joking. It is a joke, just not a funny one. I speak again. It's not just you guys. Think how it feels to see some random stranger instead of your own mother, your brother, your dad. And trust me, I'm not loving the thought of dealing with 800 kids in the school who think I'm dizzying them because I can't remember who they are. Bear stares at me. Wait, you're not kidding, are you? I wish, I said fervently. He's stunned. Wow. Aaron leans forward, practically into my face. Yeah, but your memory's going to come back, right? There's an unurgency in his voice. He might really hate it that I'm missing out on the good old days. Some of it, maybe, I reply. But also, maybe not. The doctor says it's important to know they look at each other and there's no mistaking how freaked out they are. I feel a shrug of warmth toward these two, my best friends. I have a gritty vision of them on my phone, with the three of us, with a brandishing the baseball bat, with the ruined jack-o'-lantern, the good times. Guys, I try to reason with them. I'm still me, even if I don't remember the stuff we did together. We'll do new stuff, better stuff. Oh yeah, totally, Bear explains. And if you can't play football, you'll be good for lacrosse in the spring, right? The doctor says I should be okay by then, although we'll have to see. There you go. He sounds upbeat, although I'm pretty sure he's faking it. This can't be an easy thing to process. If I wasn't the one with amnesia, I don't know if I could accept it myself. We're here for you, man, Aaron adds, slapping my back and sending a jolt of fire through this separate shoulder. I swallow an angry warning. One step at a time. Welcome back, boys. A deep voice intones. A tall man in a charcoal gray suit approaches our bench. Chase, I'm Dr. Fridswell, your principal. I thought I'd reintroduce myself, understanding the circumstances. We've met before, of course. A strange old. You can say that again, comes from Bear. A principal silences him with a look that's with steeled glasses. Chase, come with me. Let's have a little chat. My friends are already slouching off down the hall, so I follow the principal into his office. On the wall are two large frames, photographs, and I'm surprised when I identify one of them. It's on the wall too, part of a newspaper clipping about our football championship last year. It's me, helmet punched onto the back of my head, hosting the trophy. The other is similar, although you can tell it's a lot older. The pose is almost identical, a young player raising the same trophy. I can't explain it, but the kid looks sort of familiar. But that's crazy. How can I recognize him? I don't recognize anybody. Dr. Friswell is watching me. That's your father. Our only other win at state. Because when he was your age. Wow, no wonder Dad calls me Champ. I should call him Champ too. I tell the principal. I didn't know he won at state. I'm not sure. I'm sure I knew at some point. That's exactly what I'd like to talk to you about. Have a seat, Chase. Dr. Friswell waves me into a chair. I have to convince that this is the first time for me. I have to confess this is the first time for me. I've never had a student suffer amnesia before. It must be very upsetting for you, even a little frightening. It's pretty weird, I admit. Now remembering anybody, it's like I'm surrounded by all these people, but I'm still alone. The principal sits down on the bench behind me, his desk. I hope we can take a situation a little bit easier on you. I've alerted all the teachers and support staff, so we're ready for you. If you have any issues, just have who's ever involved get in touch with me. I thank him because that's what it seems to expect me to do. Oh, one more thing. He leans back in his chair. And when he's speaking again, and slowly and carefully, as he gets trying to get words exactly right. This is an awful thing that's happened to you, but it's also presenting you with a rare opportunity. You have the chance to rebuild yourself from the ground up to making a completely fresh start. Don't squander it. I'm sure you're not feeling very lucky, but there are millions of people who'd give anything to stand where you're standing right now, in front of a completely blank canvas. I stare back at my principal. What is he talking about? I'm struggling to discover the person, and he wants me to change? What was so wrong about the old me that now I have to be somebody else? Okay, so that was the end of the chapter. And that was kind of a bit of a confusing chapter if you haven't read the other chapters that come before it. So I will link my first chapter book down here. I also have a created playlist with all the chapters, so you can listen to me read through all at once they're posted. So yeah, and so I felt like that chapter was really good and interesting. I don't know why, I just felt like it was good. I hope you loved that chapter just as much as I did. Great job, Gordon Corman. That name's a tongue twister. Wow. It was a great book, so I hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks for watching. Here is our schedule, so you can come back another day. Thanks for watching Emery's Bedtime Stories. And go check out Creative Studios. Where will your next reading adventure be? Come back tomorrow and you will see. Dream big, dream books.